Rocky gets an upgrade.
This is a 6-volt power wheel, which is great for little kids until they outgrow it in about 5 minutes. These batteries, absolute trash. Not only are they weak,
Charging takes way too long.
the turning radius on this thing is a joke. It basically only drives straight. So in this episode, we're upgrading Rocky's ride. More power, sharper turning, and just a lot more life out of this toy. We're going to start with the turning radius. On your steering wheel, if you have a little cap here, pop that off and it'll expose this lock nut. All you have to do is to remove this lock nut and then pull on that steering wheel. You'll notice that we have 2 tabs, one here and one there. Those limit the rotation that is allowed on the steering wheel. So all we have to do is to cut those off. The steering wheel is back installed, and now for the final results, we see a significant improvement. Originally, the turn radius was only 15 degrees each way, and now it is 25 degrees each way. We almost doubled it by that one simple modification. Upgrading the power in these is way easier than you might think. It only requires 2 components. Depending on what battery you use, I use a Ryobi 18 volts. You'll need to buy the battery adapter, and then that connects perfectly into a power controller. This one in particular is a PWM speed controller, which gives you the options of having variable speed control as well as a slow or a soft start and stop. So the last thing we're going to do is I'm going to take the original battery and I'm going to cut this wire off so I can preserve this connector, which goes straight into the power wheel here. The white is going to go to the M plus and the black is going to go to the M minus. All right, so here's the finished product. Pretty straightforward. Plug your battery in, plug the circuit right back into the power wheel. Now, the only thing that you might need to do is, depending on how much space you have and how big the battery that you're using, you might want to cut out some space so that way there's room for everything. But for now, I can plug this in and give it a test drive. Now, one of the reasons I love this speed controller so much is that even though I have the 18-volt battery connected, I can drop the power down so low that the tires barely crawl. So if you have a very young one that's learning how to drive, you can make sure that they're not going too quickly. And then as they get more capable, you can crank this speed up and you can go much faster. So for example, at a crawling pace, now when I crank this thing up, just remember, as a rule of thumb, you shouldn't go more than 2x of what your motors are rated. So I have a 6-volt motor set up here, so I should never go above 12 volts, otherwise I run the risk of frying those motors. But in an example, I'm just going to crank it up a little bit so you can see the speed change. So there we have it. We're ready for the test drives.